You stand at the edge of the precipice, your toes curled over the cliff's edge as the city sprawls out before you like a twisted, tangled web. The wind howls through the empty streets, a mournful sigh that echoes off the concrete and stone. Your heart is a heavy, pounding drum and your breath comes in short, ragged gasps. We've been running for weeks, ever since the accident. Everyone remembers what day it was. May 15th, Memorial Day. The whole city went out that night like a single, synchronized ripple in some cosmic sea. I was in the hospital when they told me my sister had died. My memories of that night are hazy, imprecise. I have flashes my sister smiling, laughing, and then a scream. My sister screaming, her eyes wide in terror, and then nothing. I was the only survivor. I stumbled out into the ruins, my mind foggy, confused. That's when I saw them. The group. A ragtag crew of misfits, living, breathing humans, desperate to survive in a world that had lost all sense of reason. We banded together, forged an uneasy alliance, and began the long, winding journey to safety. But now, I'm not so sure we're not walking into the jaws of hell. I glance around the campsite, a huddle of makeshift tents and whatever scrapyard materials we've managed to scrounge over the years. Factions are forming, alliances breaking. People are splitting, following their own agendas, their own mythologies. It's like we're living in a soap opera with our petty squabbles and broken promises. That's when it hit me. The truth. The ancient truth. It shook me to my core. We've been killing ourselves all along. My brain stumbles over the words, trying to untangle them into something coherent. The one who revealed it to me, he's quiet, a brooding, troubled soul with eyes like scratched stone. His name is Thane. I've come to distrust him in the past weeks, but this changes everything. He whispered it to me in a dead of night in the abandoned park where we had found a semblance of safety. For weeks, I thought he was crazy. Maybe he still is. Maybe that's what's keeping me from finding my footing in all this. The group's unity falters as the rival factions march towards us. I'm caught between them, with no clear allegiance and no clear path. My grip on reality shatters by the moment, and I realize I'm the only one holding on to what is left of our dream. Lena's voice cuts through the turmoil, a burst of anger that chokes the wind out of my lungs. "You're kidding, right? Thane, stop this. This can't be seriously happening." She dances around me, her dark hair whipping around her as if trying to sever attachments of her own. Thane stands tall, his broad shoulders squared, his eyes never leaving mine. "I told you, Lena," he says calmly. "Every great love story dies. First they have to become a myth." We stand there, suspended between our camp and our destination, on the edge of some precipice, staring into a chasm where everything we thought we knew shredded to dust. Lena strides between us, a calculated motion that sends my heart racing anew. We haven't talked to her about it, to none of the group, but I can feel the eyes watching, the whispers spreading. "Who are we, anyway?" Lena says coolly, her skin pale in the pungent night air. "A bunch of scavengers, some bunch of terrorists. What makes you think anyone cares?" For me, there's only one answer. We are more than they imagine. We are more than we know. My thoughts break off like sparks scattering in the night air, each one landing and burning. Lena's words cut deep, a knife twisting through the hearts of those left to listen. I feel the group's unease like a palpable force, a contagion that spreads and festered with each passing moment. Eyes dart, faces contort, and alliances fray like the fabric of a torn garment. I stand frozen, a magnet drawn to the center of the storm Lena has unleashed. Thane's eyes never waver, but I sense a flicker of approval deep within his gaze. He said what he believes, even if it's twisted into a mythology that might one day be proven wrong. My mind reels with the implications of his words. We're more than scavengers, I'm convinced. But what do we truly represent? Do we seek redemption or revenge? A gust of wind stirs, rattling the makeshift tents like a horde of ravenous beasts. We huddle together, a tight knot of desperation and doubt, as the city's bleak face rises above us like a specter. Rachel, our medic, intervenes, a gesture of calm like a gentle rain. "We can't let this come between us," she says, her voice soothing the savage beasts. We've been through too much, lost too many to let petty squabbles tear us apart. I glance at her, nodding, the worn lines of my face a map of my turmoil. She's always maintained a calm, measured exterior, though I've caught glimpses of turmoil beneath. We've both lost loved ones, witnessed unspeakable horrors, and it's a testament to our strength that we've carried on. Lena seizes the moment, her words like a whip cracking through the air. We were supposed to protect each other, not snipe at each other's throats. If we can't do better, then maybe we shouldn't even have made it this far. Her anger echoes around the circle, a mixture of justifiable rage and self-doubt. How can we trust anyone when trust has been turned to dust? I feel myself becoming lost in the maze of emotions swirling around us, as if the world has swung on its axis and I'm still clinging to the frayed edge. As the argument escalates, memories begin to surface like old scabs itch to be opened. Old wounds, recently buried beneath a layer of anxious numbness, begin to twitch and fret. Factions solidify, their prejudices sharpened by Lena's crackpot analogy of terrorism. One name sets my teeth on edge, a burning resentment slicing through me like a knife. Tatu, Thorn, and Zachary continue to be pivotal members, always pulling strings, forming coterie-style cliques behind others' backs. Newer members are equally volatile, convinced they're destined for greatness. Someone calls me desperate, labeling the whole situation as self-inflicted disaster, and I won't tolerate it. The fire contained within would soon clear out, scorching that supposed sanctuary who cares about staying together by a mix of determination and anger which are almost simultaneously rising. With this impetus building around me, there's too much rooming needed for just simple words. We are the living. I glance over at Lena, my heart aching with longing for a connection, for a reprieve from this vortex of uncertainty. She turns to leave, but I grasp her arm, stopping her. Lena, wait. She starts to pull away, her eyes flashing with a mixture of anger and exasperation. What's going on, Illy? She asks, her voice tight, strained. I hesitate, the words tumbling out in a jumbled mess. You know why. We can't just keep running, Lena. We can't keep holding on. She looks at me, her expression skeptical. What are you talking about? We can't stop running in this world. I shake my head. It's not just about the external threats, Lena. It's about us, our destiny, our purpose. She sighs, releasing my arm. Look, Illy, I don't know what you're getting at, but this isn't the time or the place. We have to focus on survival right now. Thane intervenes, his deep voice like a calm, soothing balm. Illy's right, Lena. We do need to think about our direction, our choices. We can't keep moving forward without an understanding of where we're going. Lena shoots him a look of irritation, but her tone is wary. What do you mean, Thane? We move away from the campsite, leaving the tumultuous groups to their squabbles. Outside the city, the landscape stretches out like an endless, barren sea. The truth I revealed about our world, Thane says slowly, it's not just about what we thought we knew, it's about the very fabric of our existence. We're not living in a world where anything can be believed. I feel a shiver run down my spine as a voice whispers in my mind. Don't tell me anything more, I warn Thane, my eyes scanning the horizon. He nods, his expression solemn. Yet, for now, we need to keep our guard up, our wits about us. We walk in silence, our footsteps echoing across the desolate land. I can feel Lena's eyes on me, watching, a curiosity brewing within her. Tell me more, she says softly, her voice barely audible above the wind. I take a deep breath, letting the words spill out like a dam breaking free. It means, I begin, that everything we thought we knew is wrong, our world. It's fake, Lena. A simulation, or at least a closely guarded secret. Lena's eyes widen, her skin paling with shock. No way. Thane stops moving, his eyes scanning the horizon. That's what the Oracle said. They've been trying to protect us, it seems. I look up at Thane, a strange sense of unease creeping over me. But at what cost? I ask. We freeze, eyeing each other and the unknown dangers lurking on the edge of our world. Lena's voice is barely above a whisper. What do we do now? We stand there, a fragile trinity of uncertainty, facing a world that seems to be unraveling. As we continue on this perilous journey, the line between reality and deception blurs and our bond is tested to its limits. We have to find the oracle, Thane states, his voice firm. We should, Lena agrees, a glimmer of determination in her eyes. But we're not alone, Illy. There are others, some among us who know the truth, and they may be willing to work with us. A flicker of hope ignites within me. Others, I repeat, my thoughts focused on the possibilities. You mean like Anna? I say quietly, a name that until now has remained etched only in my memories. Lena's face turns light, a spark of surprise. Illy, she says, her voice low, intriguing, you don't know the entire story. As the wind picks up, rustling leaves of information and shifting shadows of doubt, I sense that we stand on the precipice of something extraordinary, the magnitude of it unfolding like an autumn storm. Our world continues on, crumbling, crackling with lies. Lena's words hang in the air. A seed dropped into a garden where seeds can take root and grow. The group stands frozen, waiting for us to either burst into an argument or acknowledge the truth etched on her face. We're all witnessing the slow decay of trust. Factions grow in strength, their desires shaping into competing forces. The humans are lost, torn between rebellion and surrender. Rebellion may have a purpose, but can we truly trust Thane anymore? He stands firmly behind his words, never wavering, yet to me, those eyes carry a secret one that could destroy everything. As the tension escalates, we gather in a makeshift room, a squat, concrete affair with rusty chairs and a sleeping bag to its side. Maybe tonight we can confront Lena, Thane, and every remaining voice that suggests rebellion still exists. My sister smiled, laughed, and said something else. Most things were lost to me in those final moments. Thane walked away, leaving me alone, heart pounding after revealing what we've been fighting for all along. There must be more to it. Tonight, when Lena arrived, she acted out of nowhere, and the light cast by her anger fueled my reflection on reality. Eerie dreams plagued me, moments where Thane whispered they could reignite a war between our family's long-estranged ancestors' forces and neighboring clans, and we still did nothing to move away from self-destruction. We take a slow, uneasy step forward with Thane's question, as if still in that crumb-lined meadow where strangers and enemies have learned each other's names. Embracing life without trusting one single heart, they find solace. Strength they burn out of control, consuming me whole as I stumble backward, tears streaming down my face. The moon hangs low in the sky, casting an orange glow over the landscape, but I barely notice. I'm lost in the abyss of my own emotions, drowning in a sea of grief and uncertainty. Lena's voice is like a slap in the face, jolting me out of my stupor. "What's wrong, kid? You look like you've seen a ghost." I force a laugh, trying to play it off, but it's a hollow sound, a reminder of the emptiness inside. Just thinking about everything," I stammer. Thane's eyes narrow, his grip on my arm tightening as he steps closer. "About what exactly?" I feel a flush rise to my cheeks as I meet his gaze, searching for answers I'm not sure I'm ready to confront. "About our world," I whisper. "About everything." Lena's expression twists, her hand on my arm tightening. "You're not making any sense, kid. We've been over this a million times." I shake my head, feeling like I'm losing my grip on reality. "No, you don't understand. We have to get out of here. We can't stay." Thane's voice is low, deadly. "We can't leave. We can't go anywhere." I stare up at him, horror etched on my face. "What do you mean, we have to try?" He shakes his head, his eyes cold and unforgiving. "We can't, not now." Lena's face is a mask of anger, her mouth set in a thin line. "You're not thinking straight, Thane," she warns, "but I know I'm right. I know we can't stay here any longer." I turn, making a desperate bid for freedom. "I'm going to find somewhere to hide," I declare, grabbing my backpack and taking off into the night. The darkness envelops me like a shroud, the stars above like ice chips in the void. I run, not knowing where I'm going, only knowing I have to get away. I hear footsteps behind me, the sound of the group closing in. But I don't dare look back. I keep running, fueled by a mad desire to escape, to leave this nightmare behind. The world is a twisted, nightmarish place, and I'm trapped in the eye of the storm, the winds howling around me like a chorus of the damned. I can feel the truth rising up like a tidal wave crashing over the shore. We're not who we think we are. We're not who we've been led to believe. And I'm about to find out the shocking truth that will destroy everything I've ever known. As Lena speaks, her words are like a challenge, a flare that ignites the tensions between us. The group stands frozen, caught in the glare of her anger. We're all thinking the same thing. We're adrift in a world that doesn't care, where only the strongest survive. Thane's eyes flash, a warning sign to stay contained. But I know he's torn. He's walking a tightrope between conviction and doubt, and I'm the only one who truly understands. My mind reels with the truth. Every great love story dies. The words echo through my thoughts like a requiem, a funeral march for all that we once had. I look around at the faces, so full of hate and anger, and I wonder how we've come to this. Lena takes another step closer, her movements raw and unbridled. Who are we if not the people the universe thinks we are? She spits, her eyes locked on Thane. If not the heroes we pretended to be. The tension builds, a taut string that's about to snap. We're all on the edge, ready to strike, to lash out at anything that feels unjust. But Thane stands firm, his presence an anchor in the chaos. We were soldiers, he says, his voice calm, steady. When humanity was dying, we were the thin line between extinction and salvation. The group gasps, their eyes wide with shock. Lena's face twists, her mouth a snarl of disbelief. You lied to us, she spits, her words venomous. You presented us with a myth, a lie, and now we have to live with it. Thane's eyes meet mine, a fleeting glance of understanding. This is where I see the depth of his pain, the weight of his deception. He's been carrying this burden for so long alone, except for me. I told you, Lena, he repeats, his voice soft like a creaking door. The greatest lies are the ones told to oneself, to keep walking forward even in the face of impossible odds. I feel the weight of his words like a hand on my shoulder. He's saying it for us to carry together, to heal together. The group is stunned, unable to process the magnitude of his revelation. For what feels like an eternity, we stand there, frozen in the cold light of the night. Then, like a tide, a flood, emotions spill out from the dam. Tears gush down Lena's face as she exhales a scream of rage and despair. Another shudders like a small child losing her first tooth as the weight of the world's cruelty lifts from her shoulders. Then there are more, and more, until we're all united in a shared understanding. I stand there, my heart bared, my soul laid bare. In this moment, I understand why Thane took the risk, why he sacrificed everything. It was for me, for us, for the dream we shared. Thane's eyes meet mine once more, and for the first time I see the pain behind them. This is when I understand that we're not alone in this. We're a community forged in the fire of shared pain, bound together by the bonds of love. The realization stings like a slap in the face. We were so blind, so entrenched in our own myth, our own perceived reality. The truth cuts us deep like a scalpel, but it set us free. As the night drips like rain around us, I feel my mind expanding, stretching beyond the prison of my own perceptions. The truth seeps into my bones like water into the parched earth. We lose ourselves in the unknown, embracing the uncertainty like a lover in the darkness. The stars twinkle above, guiding us through the expanse as our footsteps tremble on the precipice. Thane takes my hand, a comforting hold that anchors me to reality. Together we look out into the void, into the mystery that lies ahead. For us, there's still a future to explore, a future untainted by the myths of yesterday. We step forward into the unknown, our hearts beating in unison like two wings of the same bird. And I feel it, we all feel it, our love for this path, our love for the future. The words start to build, a narrative thread that's been forged in the fire of our common pain. We tell the ancient story of humanity anew, one that ripples outward into the cosmos. As we forge ahead, the stars disappear from view, leaving only our footprints on the canvas of time. The echoes of our story blend with the whispers of the void, creating a melody of hope. We look back, with our eyes on the stars, knowing that our tomorrow is waiting, basking in the early light of dawn.